Hey, Luminate legends, we are back. This is the fourth and final video in our short series to introduce you to this amazing product. I hope you have learned something along the journey so far and that you are as excited as I am about this new product that we have. So I just want to make sure that you're feeling confident about talking about Luminate and using the right language and understanding the product a little bit more is really, really important, particularly in our market. So we are going to recap about using the Food Standards Australia, New Zealand, the FSANZ approved language, and sticking to those claims based on the nutrients in the formula. So let's have a recap on those. Vitamin B1, thiamine, supports normal energy production. Vitamin B5, pantothenic acid, helps to reduce tiredness and fatigue. Vitamin B6, which is the pyridoxine, supports psychological function, and vitamin B2, riboflavin, supporting nervous system function. And then, of course, we touch on the 80 milligrams of caffeine, which is about the same as a small coffee, and that supports mental alertness. So we know that when we combine these ingredients that we have in Luminate, the botanicals are working with the caffeine, we've already learnt that, and producing these results. Now, when we talk about that survey, we're talking about the real world experience. So we can share some of that feedback from that 7-day product trial, as long as you present it as a general customer experience and not as guaranteed outcomes or health claims. So that is really, really important. So you might say, did you know in a 7-day customer trial, most participants said that they felt more clear-headed and productive, or that many people reported sustained energy without a crash. So avoid using the feedback as proof of efficacy. It's a supportive context, not a replacement for compliant claims. Remember, we're sticking to those vitamin B compliant claims, and again, you'll notice that on the packaging. So understanding those FSANZ rules is really, really important because it's around those unique regulations that we have to describe functional foods and supplements. And so the Food Standards Code has what they call Schedule 4 claims, and that just means that we can't use other descriptive terms or functional benefits, even if they are true or supported by research. They can't be used in public-facing messaging. So this is really important. If you're having a one-on-one conversation with somebody and we're not public-facing messaging, it's the same for all of our products. Okay, we need to toe the line when it comes to the rules and regulations about the messaging that we are giving. When we are in a closed environment, one-on-one with someone, we can share our own experiences. We can talk about how we're using Luminate, what we've personally noticed in a closed environment. So just remember to be cautious around that. So we are not going to say things such as boost brain power. We're not going to talk about it being a nootropic or a mental enhancer. We're not going to say it reduces stress, improves moods, or enhances calmness. These are things I want you to consider so that you have a really good understanding of what we're not saying. So then that makes what we are saying so much easier. We're not going to say it boosts energy or increase stamina, but we are going to talk around how some of that research showed that people noticed that for that 2-hour block after they had Luminate, they had a bit of a surge of mental focus. And that's actually really quite powerful. So the other really important thing to remember is that we have a unique formula. It is not the same as the USA formula. So you might see that they say different things in different markets. Even though we have the same product as the European market, their food standards and their compliance requirements around food labeling and claims is different to what we have. So remember, all boats rise with the tide. So we are going to rise together and make sure that we are sticking to what we can say. Now, we will create for you the can-do compliance and around what we want you to say. Because if we focus on what we can say, you will find that you have plenty of opportunities to introduce this into your existing customer market or looking for new customers. Because even though it's not a TGA registered product, it is still built on science. There is regulatory integrity, and that's important because then we can know exactly how we can talk about it. So thank you for tuning in. I'm really excited to hear your experiences with Luminate, and hopefully you all had your Luminate before you started watching the videos, so it's all switched on and you can remember everything that we've talked about. But of course, these videos are here for you to revisit at any time, remembering these are partner training videos, not outward facing, so please keep these for our partners as they are learning to navigate how to talk about Luminate. Thank you so much for joining me once again, and I look forward to seeing you in yet another product education video. Thank you.